Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Kat Scrappiness. Today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Essentials release. Hi everyone, it's Janet and welcome to my craft room. Today I'm here for Kat Scrappiness and we've got a brand new release for you that I'm going to show you. This release is called the Essentials and it is just as the name suggests. It contains many essential dies for your crafting collection. So we've actually got 6 different dies that I will show you and then also show you some samples. If you've been watching a little bit, you know how it works. I'll show you how the dies look after they've been cut out, and then I'll show you actual projects or cards that I've made with those particular dies. But before I get started on the exciting new release, I was asked to make sure I tell everybody that we have posted a brand new design team call on our blog. You need to go to catscrappinessblog.com if you're interested in applying. There's a link there. What I want to make sure you know is that it is for a 1-year term. It would start July 1st. The deadline to apply, if you're interested, is June 1st of this year. So if you're interested, make sure you go to catscrappinessblog.com, and I really encourage you to apply if you're interested. All right, well, let's get to the really fun stuff, which is the new release. I will show you the first of the dies. This is the A2 Stitch Strip die set, and this is fantastic. I love this set. I think it's the favorite of the release, and it's because there's so much versatility in this. Now, you look at it and you may think, doesn't look very exciting maybe. And I actually initially thought it would cut out an entire piece this large and this large with the strips and the stitches in between, but it would be one large piece. That is not how it cuts. It actually cuts these individual strips. So this large one here cuts these 3 individual strips. Then you've got your medium size right here, 3 strips. Then the small, 3 strips of small, and then 3 strips of the extra small, and they're shown here. So there's so much versatility here. You can use them for borders, you can weave them, you can use them just as accents, you can put a couple different sizes together. You could even do a card like this, where you start with the top strips and work your way down to the lower and vice versa, changing colors. You could make a rainbow look, you could make a gradient look. So many things you could do with this. I mean, I'm not even scratching the surface. If you don't have anything like this, I highly recommend it. And of course, anything that I'm showing you today is linked in the video description, so you can follow that and get to the product to make your order. But this one is fantastic. Love it. I love all of them, of course, but that one is really cool. I'm also going to show you this next one. It's a word with a shadow, and the phrase actually in this case is sending you crafty hugs. So this is the phrase, this is the shadow. You can use them separately. You don't have to put a shadow with the word, but oftentimes it is helpful to make your words stand out. This is what it looks like when you cut it. And I want to point out that the actual phrase itself is all one, so you don't have to deal with trying to piece that all together. It makes it very easy to put on your shadow if you're going to use that. So this is the card that I made with both of those sets together. So you'll see in the background I have used many of the different strips in 4 different pastel colors. I wove them together. And then once I had that piece done, I went ahead and used the shadow from the Send You Crafty Hugs die to cut into that. Then I cut a matching piece in brown cardstock, and that created then this inset that you see that is flush with my weaving. And I think that makes a pretty cool look. Now, you'll see the words are quite thick, and that's because I used a thick piece of craft foam, and then I cut it again with cardstock, and then just put the cardstock on top of the foam to give that chunky look. There is a dot to that eye that I forgot to put on there, but it is part of the die. You can see it's right there. So my fault. But it still turned out really nice. And then I realized after I had cut my shadow out that it wasn't quite straight. So what to do? I decided to take some of those tiny thin strips and put 2 of them on the top and bottom at an angle so that it mimicked the expression there, and it makes it look like it's supposed to be that way. So, you know, when you do little mess ups, sometimes you just got to be creative about how to make it work. And actually, the end result, I think, turned out pretty nicely with that little bit of slant going on. Then to decorate this, I have used Ocean Sequin Mix. It's a very beautiful blue and aqua colored mix. Ocean is a good name for it, but I thought that the colors would work well with my pastels here. So there you go. That is project number 1 with 2 of the new release dies. Next, we have the Nesting Stitched Diamonds set. There are 5 nesting diamonds with that beautiful stitching on it. This is what it looks like when you cut all of them out, and of course I cut all 5 out and have just stacked them here one on top of the other so that you could see what they look like stacked. And I know it's probably hard to tell with the black to see the stitching, but in the white you can see that the stitching marks are very evident. They're nice and deep. There's no doubt that they're there. They look really nice. So this is another very essential piece to have, because from time to time diamonds are useful for your designs. Now let's look at another word die. This is Cheers. This is Cheers with Shadow word die, and like the other, it has the phrase and then it has the shadow, and this is what it looks like when it's cut out. It's nice and large, and it's great for your cards, but also would work very nicely on your scrapbooks too. So that is the one thing about essential dies. You can use them for anything that you want to. So I wanted to show you those 2 because I have a project using those. And here is my card that I made with that. Now you see the cheers, and what I did with the cheers to make that one more chunky is I did not use foam in this case. I just stacked 3 cuts of them one on top of the other to get that look. And then I glued that onto the shadow that I cut, and then placed that whole word on one layer of foam tape just to give it more lift. Now you see the beautiful diamonds here. There are 2 of them that I placed here. Actually, I take that back. There are 3. The gold, the pink, and then this middle or smallest one with the strawberries. And I'll show you the paper from that. This is Berry Sweet. That's where I got this strawberry paper. Then this pink flower pattern comes from Bunny Hop. These cardstock packs, you might be fooled into thinking are only good for whatever season or topic they are, like Bunny Hop. Well, there's many patterns in here you can use for any season, except maybe Christmas, okay? But you could use them for just about any other season or occasion. And you can see that here. This is very summery, but yet it's a spring pad that I've used, as well as the Berry Sweet. All right. Then the backgrounds here, that was cut with a die that you can find at the store. This is not new, but it is a great essentials die. It's cross-stitched rectangle dies. This is also stacked or nested, and there are 5 of those in that set also. Now I used the A2 strip die sets, used the small strip, and I used it to create this block pattern shape, almost like a quilted shape. This is an example of what I used, and after I put all 3 diamond shapes together, I simply took this strip and glued it in along the edge and extended that all the way to the edge of the card, like here. And it makes it look as if it's pieced together when in fact it really isn't. It's an illusion. But it's very effective, and it works great on a shape like this where you have the diamond and you've got the 4 different directions or angles you can work off of. Now to decorate this, I use the Glimmering Green sequin mix. Very pretty. And then also I used 4 flowers, 1 for each corner of the diamond. This is the Spring Fling sequin mix. Very pretty as well. So this is the next one I'm going to show you, A2 film strip die. This is what it looks like when it's cut. It's a nice large die. It will fill up your card, but it would also be great if you put more than one together to create a border or a pattern in your scrapbook page. What I like about this is that the holes that are made when you cut this are plenty big enough for little pictures, or you could use it to put your little characters in, like the quokkas, for example. You could fit 3 quokkas or something like that, and it would be super adorable. So I really like this one too. It's really a good buy for your collection. Now I wanted to show you a card I made with this. This is a mini slimline card, and it features the vacation word, which is from the summer vacation release that was released on May 5th. It also, and that's what that looks like, by the way. And then it also includes the Magical Memories die that was released at that same time, and I used the hands, the gloved hands here on this card, and I just think it's super cute. The background of it is using Glitter Galore primarily. And once I got this done, I thought that there was a little bit too much space at the top and bottom of the card, so I just simply used that extra small strip from the A2 strip dies and put it on the top and bottom, and it made a beautiful border for this card. Really love that a lot. Now to make this a shaker card, if you look at this die, I simply put strips of gray underneath these holes, and then I added a very thin strip of black to each end, and that allowed me to have the room I needed to put 1/4-inch foam tape below that was needed in order to create the space for my shaker. It was very easy to do, and it's just one way you could use this particular die. Now, do you love that red, white, and blue shaker mix in there? I think it is gorgeous. This is the Let Freedom Ring Again sequin mix, and it has these beautiful stars, and the holographic goodness in here is absolutely stunning. Just beautiful. Alright, so that is my third card. The last die from the Essentials release is the Get Well die with shadow. It looks like this. Nice large format again, really super script, makes a great sentiment. This is the card I created with it, and you can see that I used a number of other products here. The coffee quokka is included with a few coffee beans. I also used the A2 lattice frame die. That's what creates the frame around the centerpiece. I also used coffee quokka paper. That's what the blue background is, and also what this pattern is. And then there were some lighter colored papers in blue and kind of this tannish yellow color, I guess you'd call it. And I cut strips just to create, again, more interest for that background. Now, I got this card done before I received the A2 stitch die set. Otherwise, I would have used those in place of my straight cuts here. It would have added a lot more texture to this card and made it even better. But it's another idea that you could use that with. Let's go through everything one last time. Get Well die with shadow. That's what it looks like. We have the Sending You Crafty Hugs with shadow die. Right there is what it looks like. We have the Cheers with shadow word die, and that's what that one looks like. There is the Nested Stitch Diamonds. We have the A2 Filmstrip die, which looks like this. Finally, we have the A2 Stitch Strip dies, which cuts these shapes. So lots of great options here. Again, perfect for your crafting collection. And we'll take one more look at the cards that I made with these products. First, we have this Get Well card, Sending You Crafty Hugs, the Vacation card, and finally, this Cheers, Enjoy Your Special Day card. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed seeing this new Essentials. Don't forget, if you're interested in applying for our design team, be sure to do that. Where you can get that done is again at the Kat Scrappiness blog at katscrappinessblog.com. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you again for joining us here at Kat Scrappiness. We invite you to subscribe and watch more videos on our channel for additional ideas about our products.